今から始めてみるはいいじゃない Let's get on, let's get on, yeah!
Stay by stay 吹っ飛ぶよりも裸のまま突っ込め Stay by stay 退屈よりも刺激が欲しいから大きな翼広げよう You are my soul, soul いつもすぐそばにある譲れないよ誰も邪魔できない体中に風を集めて巻き起こせ嵐嵐 Oh me そうそう強くしてくれるから涙で育つのエナジー未来に向かって激しく突き抜けろ嵐嵐You are my song, song いつもすぐそばにある譲れないよ誰も邪魔できない体中に風を集めて巻き起こせ嵐嵐 For
Take salsa, take salsa, take salsa, take salsa. Let's get on, let's get on. Yeah, 素直にだからちょいと思いのあるだとそれでもしたいを極めそうさをスーパーWe are good 嫌なことあってもどうかねかっこつけやるだけやるけどいいでしょ言うだけボタンいいでしょ
Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to RGTS Grand Finals. This is actually the very last match of the tournament. My name is Wadzi. Back at it again. I am joined alongside Jugs. What's going on?
Hello. Good matches going on, I hope. I really hope
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I unfortunately missed the winners, or actually no, it was the final losers bracket match. Germany versus China, I believe it was.
Exactly.
And I believe China went 7-2. I'm gonna have to double check that.
I should know this because
Three.
I watched this one yesterday. 7-3.
7-3 is what happened with that one. But here we are going to be seeing the juggernaut of Taiko, Team Japan, going against a very, very solid and strong team who has showcased quite a significant amount of skill throughout the entire tournament. China. And to be honest, Minato, Thomas, ZQI are both ridiculously strong players, and I think pretty much everyone in Team Japan is just kind of scary to look at. It could definitely go both ways. This pool is quite challenging, honestly. For RGTS, I was a little bit surprised. I played through a couple of the maps. I accidentally played the top diff of Hidden 1 and was like, this map is harder than AGTS Grand Finals Hidden 1 from 21. But then I only probably 2 minutes ago realized that I was playing the wrong diff. So
You're just flexing. It's just like a little casual flex. Like,
no. It would not be a flex if you knew what kind of score I was getting.
Oh, right. So I for like 200k on Scorby 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That makes sense. But yeah, as you said, we have a very solid match in our hands. Like, we all know Japan has very prolific players on their own, but like, hello, have you watched yesterday's match? China was on the top of their game, as much as it pains me to say that, because they went up against Germany, who now secured themselves third place. You can't argue about the performance that China has put up, and if they put up anything like it in the matchup against Japan today, then Japan will have the work cut out for them, because Japan was the team who knocked out Germany down to the losers bracket last week, 7-2, because of some, let's say, outside issues that Germany was having. Otherwise, that match might have gone a little bit differently. But that match was being single-handedly carried by Delhi and Sedona, almost exclusively on their behalf. Not surprising, because Delhi and Sedona are arguably the best players on the Japanese team, and Delhi is especially incredibly scary to face off against. But like, I'd argue that China is a little bit more well-rounded in this matchup. It just depends on whether they can pull off something like they did yesterday again, with the nerves of maybe securing themselves the RGTS champion title, because that's what this is all about. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. I think this is a prolific grand final matchup. Yeah, looking forward to it.
No, and I am as well. As you said before, yeah, Delhi, Sedona are an absolute powerhouse from Team Japan, known for punching above their weight as far as their skill cap and their ability to play. China does have a little bit more of a well-rounded skill set from what I have seen, specifically with Minato, being originally is it a 3-digit Mania player, as far as I'm I think last time I checked their profile, they're like a 550 something Mania player, have won titles under that skill set, and Mania being one of the more transferable skill sets as far as game modes is concerned, to go from Mania to Taiko, having a lot more of a speed cap, a reading cap as well. It's just kind of translating those skills, and as we've seen, Minato has definitely been up to the task doing that. Thomas setting fantastic plays throughout the whole tournament as well, and honestly, all of the cycling through a lot of the different members from Team China being able to put out very impressive scores earlier, and of course now we're on grand finals, which is the big finale, the highest skill set and skill cap for all of these players to now come up to the task and see what they can accomplish with each other. Hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of dancing of scores between both of these teams. Hopefully we're not going to see any sort of lopsided decisions. And overall, I think we're probably not going to see as many 99% FCs as we would for a match like this, because that's kind of like the whole point of grand finals, is to push the players in each skill bracket to their absolute limit. And look, some of the picks in this pool are definitely up there. Hopefully a lot of practice was accomplished from both sides.
I mean, you say that we're not going to expect all of 99%, but I just looked at the match yesterday, and we were talking about Minato for a second there. Remember, Minato got 1.05 million on Hidden 1, which is ridiculous, by the way. 8 100s in total. Everyone else in that lobby also very close to 1 mil, but like 1.05 million is still a cut above the rest. And especially just Minato on the Chinese team has performed so well, always on the first spot score-wise on that team. Such a versatile player. It's absolutely incredible. So I expect that Minato will have to carry a little bit of the weight for China here. But what's also something that you cannot forget about is that Japan has now seen China play. Japan has seen what they're capable of. And yeah, that will definitely affect the outcome of this match one way or another. But yeah, I'm really hoping for a bracket reset here, because I think that would be a very apt way for this match to go out. There's definitely potential for that here.
Right. And a bracket reset could definitely muddy the waters here a little bit, because, depending on first round scores versus second round scores, Japan having not only being able to see what China's able to do previously, but now seeing where their performance is lying here in the moment, as well as China also having a little bit of reconnaissance on what Japan is capable of doing after the bracket reset, could potentially skew the picks in a different direction. But for now, what we're going to be looking at is just another warm-up.
Yeah, on top of that, well, you can only really ban one map against your opponent. And Japan has shown time and time again that if there's one thing that they're unwilling to play, then it's speed, which is, makes sense against China, because their best skill set is arguably speed.
Right.
That was one of the more interesting banning decisions to look at yesterday against Germany, who was also a team having 3 speed mains in total, if I recall correctly. So yeah, I don't think Japan will have to think about their ban twice. It's either going to be DT2 or Nomad 2, one of the two. But China, I was going to say there's going to be a lot of options. There's probably not. They're going to ban Hidden 2. Delhi on Hidden is absolutely impossible to beat, so might as well deny them an easy point. That's at least what I'm guessing.
Yeah, Hidden 2 is definitely a feasible ban for China. I am thinking that what they'll either do is they'll either counterban against Japan, or they might ban against what they're the least comfortable in. And kind of what I've seen generally throughout the tournaments that I've commentated is players tend to save their time not practicing gimmick maps, and this gimmick map in this pool is quite relentless. It's just a smorgasbord of many different gimmicks of all shapes and sizes that kind of come at you with no warning. So a lot of the map is relatively uncomfortable, and could also be a decent ban for China, to be 100% honest, if they don't even feel like counter-banning against Japan and they just wanted to solidify every other song that they're going to be playing, and just not waste the time on practicing a gimmick map that, at least from what I've been able to see playing it, requires quite a bit of time.
Yep. And China has shown yesterday that they're exceptionally well prepared if No Mode 4 ever comes on the table, but I'm not sure if Japan will have put in the practice for that. I was going to do roll predictions, but we're running short on time here. 44 from China, 84 from Japan. First ban, therefore, coming from China, and first pick by Japan.
And so what did China ban in the previous match against Germany?
They banned...
Hidden 2.
No, did they? No, they banned Nomad 3.
Oh, they banned Nomad 3. Okay, well, they did ban Hidden 2 this time. So you were right on the money there with counter banning against Japan. Japan actually decides to ban Nomad 2.
Oh, my predictions are on point, but there is also like the most predictable bans. Yeah. To explain the Nomad 3 ban yesterday against Germany. Germany is good at tech. There you go. That's the decision that went into that. And they were probably not too keen on playing Nomad 3.
That's fair enough.
But hey, Nomad 3 is open now, so we haven't seen it this weekend yet. If there's a chance to see it, then now it is. It also means that there is a chance that we're not going to see Hidden 2 at all this grand finals. I'd have to believe that China will not swap out their bans here if it comes to a bracket reset.
Yeah.
All right. First pick by Japan, 3 mod 3. Starting off strong.
Yeah, pretty solid of a pick. It's hopefully the map pool follows the similar structure to previous GTSs with with free mod 3 being the anti-mod. It'll be kind of interesting to see what sort of mods come out from both sides, because I'm fairly certain that Minato and Thomas both are capable of running 2 mod, but at this high of a level could potentially be dangerous. I'll be a little bit conservative in this, and I'll say that it'll probably be Deli, Hidden, Renka, Hard Rock, Thomas, Hard Rock, Minato, Hidden, or Hidden Hard Rock.
I'm guessing Dilly will go Hidden Hard Rock, because why else would you pick a free mod first? Like, I just have to assume that with like a top tier team like Japan, they have to go free mods. And especially yesterday, China was very hesitant to pick any free mods against Germany. So I'm maybe expecting like 3 versus 2 mods. But also China would be very well capable. 1 mod, okay. Just 1 mod.
So you're right there with Japan going with the 3 mod. And it does make a lot more sense now that you think about it. It is their very first pick. They kind of went right into it as quick as possible. Going with the anti-mod pick, double modding it, we'll see how Deli fares through this, as Thomas no mod and picking up misses there on the first kind of intro section. And again,
no mod player on China's side. Not looking to have the best of starts just yet. Meanwhile, Deli comfortably chilling with a 99% score. Just Deli things. This is not unusual from what we've seen in RGTS so far. Deli is just, my god, so far beyond human comprehension. First miss by Renka, 95%. It's not going to do much to break down Japan's lead.
Deli dropping combo. Minato still holding an FC throughout the first half of the section. Deli missing again. Again, these are tiny misses, very minimal act drops, still by at least a full percentage leading in terms of accuracy, which does translate over to the score as well, despite a combo deficit against Minato. I think that 1% accuracy, or a little bit under now, is definitely holding Deli above, especially when you factor in that there's an entire mod advantage. That's going to be another 60,000 points of potential.
Yeah, and they're riding that mod advantage. It's also so incredible to watch Deli just like 1 miss and then just continues. Like it's not like a string of misses or anything. It's just like picks it right back up. There's just like Deli is such an unshakable player on like a free mod pick like this. And as this match rolls to a close, Japan starts out this match with a very dominant showing, a little bit from Minato right there at the end. And what a lead, my god.
Yeah, that is over 100,000 points, partially in due to the fact that there is a 2 mod advantage between the teams, which is 120,000 theoretical points. But also, I mean, Renka, the lowest accuracy on the board, but also the lowest miscount. So the least amount of times that the combo had to have been reset. Deli making a couple of mistakes peppered throughout, but as you said, it's just one small mistake. Thomas was making a lot more mistakes, despite being the no mod player. And Minato just made one brief mistake there at the end, but still with Hard Rock having a tighter accuracy window and unable to sort of get a decent accuracy. was just unfortunately not enough for China to hold any form of an advantage on that pick, which definitely makes a lot of sense as to why they were a little bit hesitant on picking any of the free mods in the previous match that they had against Germany, and also shows why Japan just went with that right out the gate. And so now we're seeing this is no mod 5, 6.
The Simply map, the highest star rating in this pool, except for tiebreaker. Interesting pick, if I do say so myself, because they didn't have the best of performances on that yesterday. We had Minato with 955k and Nagatori with 853k. Won that pick against Germany by 43,000.
They might be going for this pick mainly to test skill caps of the players of Japan, which may end up backfiring because, I mean, Japan, their players are kind of trolls. They they have kind of a skill cap again that punches well above their weight in this tournament. And yeah, funny that you mentioned that it's the highest star rating of the pool. I thought that Hidden One was. I think top diff is more.
I'm gonna check with myself really quick. Yeah, 6.8.
So like, I was coming into this prepared to be like, oh, Hidden One's the highest star rating.
Nope. I got you there. Don't worry. But yeah, Japan going with the tried and tested lineup of Delhi and Sedona, who have been performing just exceptionally well as a duo for Japan. You could probably put these two players on pretty much all the picks for Japan and still perform reasonably well. But you do not want to tire your players out, especially if this is going to bracket reset. But off we go. First miss from Delhi.
Very, very early miss, though. Won't do too much other than drop down the percentage. Decent amount and, about 100, 150 combo deficit running through the first quarter of the map, but there's still a lot more that can happen.
The Simply finishers, trademark symbol, everyone handling these one just fine. First miss from Sedona.
Huge note lock
big
there.
string of misses.
That is more than half of the stream there, unfortunately dropped to combination of note lock and just not being able to get back in there from... Oh, but Minato dropping on the 1-6, as well as Alpes?
Sedona? You have to flip it by 180 degrees.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah! That's what it is.
Crazy. Oh, Minato unfortunately picking up some more misses before stream sections there. Only FC left is Nagatori. Delhi picking up and I did that.
Took a year-long break, but still got that caster curse energy.
Yeah.
It never leaves you.
Last weekend I was watching the US match and was cursing people. It wasn't even on the commentary board. Yeah, Sedona, Delhi, Minato all making mistakes here on this long stream section, but definitely picking up.
Nagatori doing pretty well to keep China in the lead here. Now past 400 combo once again, and there you go. That's the first point to China. Japan,
And
maybe a bit unexpectedly, completely fell apart on this pick. Like, there were so many misses strewn throughout the map.
Yeah, 40 miss total from the side of Japan there. Both Delhi and Sedona.
Nagatori, one miss.
Very, very impressive play. And even then, you see that, but Minato, despite holding 15 misses, also only had less than half of the 100 count, which actually brought the accuracy up above Nagatori.
Incredible stuff. Nagatori, bit of an improvement compared to yesterday. Minato, a little bit of a downgrade, but it was enough to beat Japan on this pick. 1-1. Japan's second pick coming right up.
Absolutely. And, well, so far no breakpoint, but this is generally to be expected as the grand finals match is going to have the teams going through their most solid picks very first. Delhi quickly picking up on the momentum from Free Mod 3, going straight to Free Mod 2, kind of seeing that chink in China's armor. And fair enough that they're going to capitalize on it. Most likely, I mean, if they could do Free Mod 3 with 3 mod, they're definitely going to be able to do Free Mod 2 and 1 with 3 mod. So it's going to see if China is going to be able to either respond, or are they going to be down 1 or even potentially 2. I don't think 2, they're going to be down 2 mods just because Free Mod 3, it's a little bit more understandable to have a no mod player, or yeah, just to have a no mod player in general, just because being the highest level of difficulty in the tournament, anti mod.
Yesterday. Yeah. You saying?
Oh no, I was just basically going to be saying I don't think I think we'll just see probably single mods from both, like Minato HR, Deep Marine HD.
You say that, but Free Mod 2 was the only Free Mod that was played yesterday, and if I recall correctly, we had Deep Marine on Hidden Hard Rock and Minato on Hidden Hard Rock. Just Hard Rock.
Just Hard Rock.
Just Hard Rock. So China is very well capable of playing this with 3 mods. And are we going to see that again? Yes, the exact same mod lineup.
All right, so it's going to be a battle between Sedona's Hidden versus Minato's Hard Rock. Now, you ask me, and I will always give the initial side to Hidden, just purely as if you can read Hidden, it's easier to hit the accuracy over Hard Rock, just technically.
We'll see about that. Minato performed pretty well yesterday. A little bit of a hiccup there right at the start. Hate to see that.
Little bit of a quick miss, just under 100 objects in. And another miss there on the stream, leading in past the intro. And Deep Marine as well, picking up a mistake. So now we're seeing both players of Japan having a nearly 200 combo lead. Actually, 400 collectively.
Not the best start for China here.
But Sedona, third into the map, missing a little bit further in and missing again, dropping accuracy well below Minato at this point. And Delhi now picking up a miss. Oh, but Deep Marine shortly after picking up a miss as well. I was going to say if Deep Marine could hold on to it, it could potentially prove in favor of China, just from so far into the map missing. You have a lot more of a time to capitalize on a combo deficit. And Delhi actually missing again, but not really mattering too much, as we're seeing between Delhi and Deep Marine a nearly 3% accuracy deficit. Sedona picking up another mistake, but I mean, honestly, 3% of an accuracy deficit is so huge that not a lot of misses can really counteract that. And Minato picking up another break.
And yeah, despite the scoreboard getting a little bit slimmer over this runtime of this map, the final streams coming in, looks like Japan will be taking the second free mod as well. Yeah, you can't really rival Delhi with Hidden Hard Rock. It's just, it needs a little bit more than that. Sedona was holding on pretty well over the entire map as well. Minato and Sedona were trading a little bit back and forth, but yeah, it looks like the Hidden Hard Rock score from Deep Marine yesterday was more of a pop-off than anything else. Managed to get 992k yesterday, and that is surprisingly absent this time. So yeah, second point to Japan.
And a lot of factors could have especially went into that. We see a quick leave from Deep Marine as well. Could be either nerves or just potential stuttering or computer issues that could have just compounded into make some unfortunate mistakes in match. But it is what it is and what you can do with it. And the point does lead to Japan. We're not seeing any break points so far as China is picking. What we'll see, we don't know quite yet. Kind of want to see how they do on DT1, both of these teams, because to be honest, I feel like with what I have played in this pool, DT1 is probably the hardest map in the pool.
I'm not sure if I would count on DT1 because it's not the first time that we've seen Japan versus China. Let me just check. I think that was in quarterfinals or semifinals. I'm not sure. But they ended up playing DT1 and they lost it by quite a big margin. I'm not exactly putting my bets on China picking DT1. Maybe Japan, but also DT1's just like so incredibly uncomfortable. It might be one of the few maps that get left over until the end.
Yeah,
or like a desperation pick until the end.
Right. Yeah, and I can definitely see that again. Like, it is quite an uncomfortable map. To be honest, again, I feel like it's probably, if it weren't, I would have had to have played Hidden 1 on the right difficulty, because I was like, holy crap, this Hidden 1 is so nuts. But DT1 was actually pretty close, to be honest. It's a funny mini lamp map. Mini lamp, of course, is my favorite mapper, so I can say that. He's based. But yeah, here we are moving on to DT2. DT1's neighbor, the Speed double time.
Yeah, and no surprises here. China hopefully is seeking to abuse one of the few weaknesses that Japan has in their lineup compared to China. China very well capable of playing Speed, as I mentioned at the start. Japan, a bit of a question mark. First miss by Delhi, 96% accuracy, 97 from Sedona. But these are somewhat matched by China, with an intermission from DJ Client right here.
Yep. And
Catch
so,
Breakcore remix.
Right. And Nagatori is kind of around the same. Ooh, and picking up a miss there. But Delhi and Sedona both kind of responding with their own miss just shortly after Nagatori's. But yeah, I mean, with that miss, Delhi is quite down on accuracy and a combo deficit against Minato, but it's kind of expected for Minato to be performing this well on the Speed pick, just coming from his background. Something that I sort of expected on a pick like this, and especially picking it this early into the match. It seems like China was comfortable on this pick moving forward into it. And despite looking at the UR bar for all of these players, it looks like Minato and Sedona are probably the two most comfortable on the map. Delhi is definitely struggling, as we can see, with more breaks. Nagatori and Delhi breaking.
Yeah, solid performance from the Chinese players all around. Minato especially is still holding onto an FC, if I'm not mistaken, on 273 BPM. This is not to be taken lightly. On DT, mind you.
And, I mean, we just got to point out the accuracy from Minato as well. That's just the comfort sort of shining. It's a near 99%. Hopefully an FC if he can clutch it. Couple of 1-3 sections, but it does look like... Okay, never mind.
Minato!
Never mind.
Oh, that's an unfortunate miss right there, but... I mean, it's still a ridiculous score. 34 100s. Next best is Sedona with a nice 100 count, followed by Delhi 78 and Nagatori 106. What a scoreline from Minato here, just flexing that speed prowess to secure China their second point of the match.
But unfortunately, no one is safe from the commenter's curse. Regardless of how, like, right at the end of the map, it was just 1, 2. It was a
Man.
cinch, but unfortunate mistakes.
This is why China needs to go to bracket reset, so Minato can have their redemption on DT2.
Yeah. All right, and then again, just rounding out the free mods, Japan just going for their strongest link at the moment, something that they have confirmed that they are currently ahead in terms of their ability to cinch out a nice 3-mod play. Sedona being perfectly capable on hidden, and Delhi, of course, rocking out the hidden hard rock. We're going to see Deep Marine probably coming back with hidden hard rock as well, and Minato holding on to hard rock. So kind of the same deal as we saw in Free Mod 2, where it's just going to be kind of a battle to see who's going to hold on to this 3-minute song. Kind of accuracy battle between Sedona and Minato, and just making sure we don't see any unfortunate mistakes on the side of Deep Marine or Delhi.
Yep. We have not seen 3-mod 1 being performed by China just yet, and, well, 3-mod 1 tends to be the most approachable out of all the 3 mods. But that also means that while China will very well be capable of putting 3 mods on this, so will Japan, and arguably with better accuracy. We've already seen Delhi perform out of their minds with hidden hard rock. Will probably be most focused on the bottom 2 screens here, Sedona and Minato.
Right. And I will comment, Yushki, United States mapper alongside Chupalika, actually, this is like one of their first maps I think I've seen. It's Yushki's part, which I believe is the first half of the song. You can kind of tell the 1-6 in this map is actually pretty uncomfortable, and not something that you can easily just glaze over. So something that we might actually be looking out for, as we can see players either dropping ACK or even dropping combo in those sections here in the first half of the map.
And once again, we have Sedona going hidden, Minato going hard rock.
Ooh, Delhi early miss there.
Ooh.
However, Delhi is holding above 1% of an ACK improvement over Deep Marine, but Deep Marine is already clocked in and ready to go. Kind of picking up a lot of that accuracy that was dropped from the early portion of the song. And
overall, China actually has a very slim accuracy advantage that rests mostly on the shoulders of Minato, 99.45. I said that a couple more 100s will be coming into the equation. Deep Marine will have to do some work, not letting the accuracy slip too much. But it looks like Minato has found their footing here on 3-mod 1. That is a pretty solid scoreline at the halfway mark.
Absolutely, and we are going to probably see a couple of more accuracy mistakes coming from Minato as well. Most of this UR bar is relatively solid, but we are seeing a couple of mistakes peeking in there, whittling down that accuracy, just teetering above the 99 percentile mark. Sedona countering beautifully with a near 99% as well. Really, it's down to Delhi picking up over a 1% accuracy margin against Deep Marine, who can, while is holding FC alongside Sedona and Minato, is unfortunately just too behind on accuracy. The combo deficit wasn't enough because of Delhi's early miss and his miss right now.
What a timing, but that means China of misses from Minato.
That was a huge note lock there on the last stream. There's only 1/4 left of the song. We're going to have to see something pretty insane happen on the side of Sedona or Delhi, but Sedona is picking up a miss. Probably not enough, considering that the miss from Sedona was very short, whereas Minato's, I mean, was an entire note lock. Deli picked up a couple of misses as well, but Minato shortly responding to the same thing. Accuracies are tanking a little bit, but still we're seeing Japan with above a 99% AC on the side of Sedona, despite the miss. Minato missing again right at the end of the song. Deli missing with a 1-6 there right at the very end. Thanks, Chupa. And there we go.
Deep Marine, though, hidden Hard Rock FC, the only person here in this lobby who managed to stand this 3-minute test pretty comfortably, but not with the accuracy required to rival Japan's scorelines here, despite the misses at the end. And of course, the unfortunate note lock from Minato at around 2 minutes deep into this map. But my god, this is the closest that we've seen this match go so far.
In fact, actually, if you look at it, Deli only edged out Deep Marine in terms of accuracy there. Luckily, having enough of a combo advantage, Deli was able to just pretty much be within 200 points, like only 3-digit points away from Deep Marine. That battle was very, very close. If Deep Marine, or if Minato had held a full combo as well, that 53,000 that Japan won by may not have been as significant as it was. And it could be something that we can see change in a potential bracket reset if China were able to secure that.
My god, I love it. China is here to fight against a titan like Japan. Putting in their all, putting in the work, probably having done a little bit more practice since their match against Germany yesterday. Taking notes. But now that all the free mods are out, I'm curious to see what we'll be seeing from Japan next. But for now, China will be going in with the Hard Rock 2 pick Embryo.
Another funny map.
It really is.
All right.
This is for the ones who were complaining that Hard Rock 2 was too easy up until semifinals.
Gotcha.
Yeah, China did not have an easy time on Hard Rock 2 yesterday against Germany, who also have their resident Hard Rock players who are very well capable of hitting fast Hard Rock like this. ISV, I mean. But Minato pulled out a 1.05 mil on that one. So, yeah. Maybe with some additional practice from Deep Marine, if they can shake their nerves off after this 3-1, they will probably be looking pretty good.
Yeah, and I don't think so. Yes, this is grand finals. Yes, they're a point down, but there's been no break points yet, and it kind of seems that China has sort of written off the free mods. Knowing from at least free mod 3 and then free mod 2 coming into free mod 1, they must have been aware that it was definitely an uphill battle on that one. So I don't necessarily see that as something that's going to be weighing down on their nerves too much, but it is definitely going to be a point of contention to see whether Deep Marine and Minato have both tightened up their scores on this particular Hard Rock pick and are able to compete with both Sedona and Deli.
Who, mind you, are now again the duo who have done the heavy lifting for Japan for a considerable amount of maps so far, picks in total. Yeah. I'm curious to see if exhaustion will play a role in this match sooner or later, or if Japan does have the nerves required to pull through this match. But here we are, Hard Rock 2, Japan leading just a little bit in terms of accuracy, despite Deep Marine. Deep Marine follows that.
But Deli and Deep Marine both missing it around the same time. The problem here lies in the fact that Deep Marine is only at a 94%. Deli kind of found the footing in terms of the consistency and can pick up a couple more misses, but the accuracy is there. That was a long and unfortunate string of misses from Deep Marine, bringing him down to a 90%. That is a significant deficit, extremely difficult to pull back from.
China. You had a rough start. You're just making this match a lot more rough to watch than it needs to be. But hey, we're keeping the excitement high here in RGTS. China with the accuracy combo and score deficit, now clocking it at 100,000 points with the extra miss from Deep Marine there right before the break. If you can call it a break, really, but yeah, this is as much of a break as you're gonna get.
I mean, it's a significant break. You even get like the editor break in it. So, but yeah, gosh, Deep Marine unfortunately just not able to pick up the footing. Sedona picking up a miss, but at this point it's not going to matter, especially considering the fact that that miss didn't drop the accuracy down nearly enough. Minato holding very, very strong with a 99.5 act, but without Deep Marine to kind of back Minato up, and with both Delhi and Sedona clocking in above 97% accuracy, it's going to spell a break point.
First break point of the match, and oh my god, we didn't even have time to look at this scoreline. That was, yeah, I can understand why you would be upset about that. That was a very unfortunate turn of events for Deep Marine, who managed to get a 950k on this yesterday. Now down by 100,000 points by comparison.
And here we're seeing a 9,100 play from Minato, on the other hand, a 1,048,000 play. Very, very solid.
But my god, this is not what you want to see at the halfway point. This is it. This is that time. This is the time where we're done with the comfort picks and we're starting to see a lot more tight battles, a lot more question marks. There are still some maps that haven't been picked in this grand finals. There's a lot more ground to cover. And eventually, also Japan will have to pick some of the maps that they're not necessarily too confident in.
Yeah, they still do have Hidden One. That is definitely an option for Team Japan, as well as I want to say they could have a good time with Nomad 1.
Ooh. I mean, yeah, kinda. Nomad 1, 6.32 stars, but almost 4 minutes.
Yeah,
this is an exhausting map to play.
Very true, but at the same time, we're seeing a lot of consistency coming out of Japan. I feel like,
this is not what I expected. Not at all. Nomad 4. Glacier Fall.
Okay.
We were arguing at the start of the stream that well, Nomad 4 tends to not be that popular of a pick, especially in like grand finals of top tier teams, because they would rather put in the practice for maps that they know that they can prefer, that they play well, instead of, well, practicing gimmicks like this. But seeing this coming out of Japan's corner, I mean, we've seen how China played on this one yesterday, and they played completely out of their minds, especially Minato, who somehow got like a 900k something score on this. So Japan must have seen this and have decided we could probably do better still.
Right. Or maybe they haven't.
Maybe they haven't.
No.
Which is pretty bad, considering that you're in grand finals, not studying your opponent.
I mean, it's happened before. Just look at Team US.
Oh my god.
I know RGTS 2021, we didn't study. We were just too focused on ourselves. So we didn't really know what was going on.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, let's see how this goes. I mean, Delhi and Sedona again on this map. I would have thought if Japan had anyone or had any map where they would substitute, it would be this map. Just to have either one or maybe even two players exclusively focus this map. But it looks like Delhi and Sedona are both ready to take on the challenge.
And this is kind of what we were hinting at the start. Japan doesn't really have any specialists left on their team. Any like specific skill set specialists. They're more like Deli and Sedona are all-round players. They're very well-rounded.
Right.
And China does have one or the other player who can fill in a particular slot. And they have definitely shown that in the match yesterday, where they've been subbing out here and there more frequently than Japan has so far in this match.
Right.
Have we had any other lineup than Deli and Sedona except for the first pick? I don't think so.
Nope, it was just... Actually, I think it was Deli and Sedona for every pick. I think we only saw a different Japanese player during the warm-up.
No, we had Renka on 3-3.
Right, yeah, you're right.
And since then, it's been Deli and Sedona from top to bottom. And once again, we do not need to announce this lineup. Deli and Sedona for Japan. Thomas and Minato for China. Nomad 4, I'm scared. Glacier Fall.
I'm quite interested. This was actually a tough gimmick map. I was quite surprised that they threw this level of gimmick at this level of players, despite it being grand finals.
I mean, gotta go all out, right? Like,
Yeah, gotta have one map that's significantly above skill cap.
one
But yeah,
map.
I definitely felt that on this particular map, and I am a gimmick player, so.
Letting the map build up just a little bit. Thomas with the first miss on the first. No, it's not that. That was an entire miss on the first stream. My god. Again, not a good
Very
start.
true.
And we're just about to get into the gimmicks. Hold your horses. Far line's pretty tame so far. Japan keeping their combos. Keeping their accuracies high, 99%. Thomas with another miss.
Another break. This is not spelling good news, as we are seeing both Sedona and Deli with, I was gonna say identical act. Minato also picking up another break, so that's going to be two full 400 combo advantages for Deli and Sedona should they hold their combo. Minato and Thomas picking up mistakes again.
Deli, 99.3%. Sedona, 98.9%. What is Japan on right now? This is an outrageous performance on Nomad 4. China trying to find some footing in this, but the misses just keep happening. This is quite unlike the China that we seen yesterday on this pick. Thomas.
No Mega fan. Well, yes, they did. Once.
Thomas and Minato just now getting past 500,000 score. Minato now 600,000, but Japan is so far out of reach. Unless something incredibly critical happens here at the end, you just have to assume that Japan have completely stunted on China on Nomad 4. And there you go, that's the outro. Delhi with an FC on Nomad 4. Grand Finals. 14-100s.
100s.
You don't just do that in Grand Finals.
That is a very impressive score there from Japan, and honestly, that's gotta rattle China at this point.
Oh my god, 5-2 for Japan. What a crazy performance. This is 2.02 mil in total for Japan here. Just for comparison. Yesterday, we thought China was doing well. They got 1.8 mil.
Right.
And Japan beat this out by 400,000.
Yep.
Is my math right? Yeah, that's 400,000. That's 200. something 200. No, I can't math. I'm just continuing. China, no mode 1.
Okay, seems like they're potentially going to they're going to try and cinch this one. They saw Japan's performance on No Mod 6. Left a lot to be desired. Feel like if it's a higher SR that goes on for a lot longer, hopefully they can keep that consistency and run through with it to try and capitalize on a point against Japan on, what is this, the second highest SR in the pool?
6.32, I would have to check. I do not know all the SRs by hand, but yep, you're all right. That is the second highest SR. So
Excluding tiebreaker.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe China is hoping that Japan's skill ceiling on these types of maps, more consistency based, is not that high.
And sorry, just for clarification, I'm not saying that like this is a consistency pick. I'm just saying it's 4 minutes long, so you're gonna have to have just baked into the map a level of consistency to be able to run through 4 minutes of map. And if they can hold good accuracy, like only pick up tiny errors, it could be enough to prove against Delhi and Sedona. Because I think I played this map. Good map actually. Quite a bit of fun. A map. If this was a No Mod 1 for a tournament that I was playing, I would actually not be angry at it. I would not be falling asleep playing it.
Yosh and Taika Mom got the Wadzi blessing for No Mod 1.
Yeah.
Seal of approval. Which is funny, because Yosh likes seals.
Good job.
Good job. Alright, strap yourselves in. 4 minutes of No Mod 1 goodness. And you just have to just believe that China also has to deal with the nerves on top of that. They are down 1 point. Well, in total they're down 3 points, but what I'm saying is, like, assuming that they win this pick, they still have to win one of Japan's picks, which is getting slightly more likely the further this match progresses, but they cannot really allow to give this point away to Japan.
Yeah, which just ever so slight accuracy buff there for Japan. They are leading just a little bit ahead. Sedona versus Nagatori. We're seeing Nagatori just about 0.5% accuracy away from Sedona, whereas Minato, holding above a 99% ac, is chipping away about 0.1% against Delhi. So still very, very close. But we're going to have to see a little bit more of a more consistent accuracy coming from Nagatori, as Sedona looks to have seen their footing as well.
Whoop.
Now, big miss, well, medium miss from Delhi on a 1-6 pattern there.
Keep in mind that Japan does tend to have the accuracy on their side on most, if not all, the picks that we've seen so far. So, despite the miss, China really cannot afford many 100s. Nagatori kept finding the odd 100 here and there, down on 98%, while Minato is just breezing through this right now with 99.32. Tied in accuracy with Sedona right now, actually. Not tied, higher, I think. Not sure.
Well,
no, not anymore. Not anymore with these 100s.
Well,
well,
still holds true. For a second, it didn't, but it's still holding a little bit true. A couple of 100s. There, Minato is quite consistent and comfortable there, but as we are seeing, Nagatori picking up some more mistakes. Unfortunately, just that tendency to hit certain patterns, especially on the 1-3, it seems like Nagatori is hitting early, and also hitting the 1-4 before finishers early as well. Just a little bit. I know it is it's a. Ooh. no.
That is not what you want to see.
Absolutely not what China needed at that point. Pretty much leveling the advantage in combo that they had against Delhi. But Sedona picks up a mistake there. And then Nagatori does. So there's no S's in the map. Nagatori making another miss. Delhi responding shortly after. Nagatori and Sedona then missing once more. Minato is just trying to hold on there. Hopefully, if Minato can get to the 400 combo threshold, we're going to see a little bit of a drift towards China. But Nagatori, again, rushing some of these patterns. His UR bar shifted to the left. Is that nerves making him rush like that?
Not sure, but it's flickering around back to China with a couple more hunters being put by Japan and misses from and Minato keeps playing on until the end. What? China! Minato!
Yeah, the clutch there at the end, holding out of that 1-6, definitely bringing in that 10,000 score that they absolutely needed, and that's going to be enormous traction for China as they take their point and now have a little bit of confidence in their belt to go against Japan's pick, which in a perfect world for China, what would end up happening is China gets this break point against Japan, keeping Japan at 5, not securing tiebreaker just yet. China wins one more point. After the break point, puts China level with Japan. That would definitely be the most comfortable. At this point, China really can't afford to give Japan another point. Just mentally, that's going to be quite devastating, knowing that Japan has secured tiebreaker, despite what China would do at this point. So this is going to be an extremely crucial breakpoint for China if they can manage to secure it. But Japan has a lot of options, and right now they're picking Nomad 5.
Acorn. My God, I'm still trying to calm down from that pick because that win by China was too close for comfort. It was really decided on the last 15-20 seconds, and yeah, despite hopefully the fact that China might feel good about this, it's not over, as evident by Nomad 5, which again, China does not know how well Japan will be able to play this. But Japan does, because this was picked yesterday.
Right. And I guess, there was a chat member who brought up a good point. I played the tiebreaker once and forgot it. It's a good tiebreaker. It's just too long for my feeble brain. There was a 230 section, and being 6.9 stars actually, that would be in favor of China. So, and maybe it's up to whether China realizes that, which they probably do, picking Nomad 1 after securing a pick against Nomads with Nomad 6 later in the selection phase. So it could be something that they're very aware of, and if that's the case, then maybe the 6 point for Japan isn't as monumental as I previously led on to believe. But now, we're just going to have to see how both of these teams do. Again, no subs.
Delhi and Sedona, Thomas and Minato. Nomad 5, Acorn. The nerves are on. And China needs to get a break point one way or another. Sooner rather than later. There's the time to get it now.
Ooh, not.
Not a strong start from Thomas. Delhi trades a miss.
And later into the map, so that's actually going to be a combo lead for Minato and Thomas versus Delhi there. as there wasn't enough objects in the map to capitalize on a true combo deficit. Now Delhi misses again on some 100s, but Thomas shortly after. At this point, I mean, we're seeing good act from Minato, holding very strong 98.75.
That's putting it lightly. That is 2% above Sedona and 3% over Denny and Thomas. Well, Thomas has caught up pretty well so far, but the accuracies, as long as Minato holds, and Minato has shown that they can perform when it matters, will be the deciding factor here if China can take this away from Japan. Thomas with a miss, though. It's going to make it a little tougher here towards the second half. Now that we're throwing in some finishers into the equation.
Yeah, so now Thomas with a combo deficit, an accuracy deficit. The score slightly leaning towards China, but again, Minato, the pillar of China right now. A lot of weight on their shoulders. All right, hold on. Sedona's not hitting finishers.
It's not.
But I don't believe Thomas is hitting finishers either. So that's even. So we're seeing Minato and Delhi hitting most of the finishers. We're seeing Delhi skip a couple of finishers as well. I don't think I've seen Minato skip a finisher yet, so that's going to be a couple of points. But I don't know, is that enough? Right now, Delhi and Sedona are ahead by probably around 10,000 points. This is mainly because Thomas is still holding 96%. Now Sedona. Sedona.
The big miss here at the end, and Thomas and Minato are past the combo cap. Thomas though with a miss! Here towards the end.
On those doublets, the SV doublets.
And despite the outrageous performance from Minato here on Nomad 5, it looks like, I'm not calling it early just yet, but
there really isn't too much map left, though.
There really isn't. They've had such a good shot at this, but it wasn't meant to be. China, unfortunately, falls short of that breakpoint despite... Oh, Minato, what is that score? That is... Oh my god. 35 100s FC.
Yeah. And see, I mean, the main thing, seeing Delhi and Sedona both, just the total miscount on the side of Japan only being 3, and Thomas with what I could only assume is probably just some severe nerves, picking up 11 misses there.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Especially considering that Thomas has done a bit better on this pick yesterday, so they could have definitely won this. But now Japan is on match point, and the only way out for China to keep fighting for that champion title is to push this to tiebreaker, and they're gonna do this.
Now, see, this I think this is a good idea. This is a good idea from China. Again, capitalizing on the lack of what I could see is technical consistency from the side of Japan. I feel like Japan is capable of hitting these kinds of things, but whether they're consistent in hitting them match to match, and whether they're consistent in hitting them even within the map itself, is something that we have seen Japan is not quite as capable of versus China. And like, I mean, I'm gonna circle back around to it. I do think that this is probably the most technically challenging map in the pool.
Yeah, it's up there, definitely. Yeah, I really can't think of like any other map in this pool that's quite this challenging. I was gonna say Nomad 5, but Nomad 5 just has like this interesting idea of like this incredibly close 1 millisecond apart doublet. Other than that, that's not really technically challenging. The patterns are fine on Nomad 5.
Right. Mini Lamp does do a little bit of trolling with some patterning on an egg song of all things, and if you are a Groove Coaster player, you will know the infamy of egg. You can hear it in the song. very very difficult to ack, and DT does not help with acking this map at all. I mean, OD6 pre DT. It's kind of scary.
I would still say that there were a lot better picks for China to choose, but maybe they're trying to get DT1 out while they're not on like the final pick where the nerves are just at their worst. We'll see.
I mean, we're currently seeing some payoff here. Delhi and Sedona both not comfortable at all. Again, hitting some pretty significant ack errors. Now Naga kind of missed like an entire 2 patterns, but Sedona dropped 1 combo, which sort of negates. Well, I want to say it negates it, but I mean, Minato is actually dropping accuracy more and more as the song progresses, and Delhi has found their footing. Sedona and Nagatori now at this point just kind of fighting each other, and we're seeing more and more 100s. But
from Delhi might shake things up a little bit, but Nagatori trades it right back, and that's the lowest accuracy player in the lobby right now, and it's on China's side. It's not looking good.
Big old nerves right now, I think, hitting Nagatori as we're going. I mean, it's halfway through the song right now. Some major things are going to have to happen here. Nagatori's still just unable to try and climb back that accuracy. Minato behind Delhi in terms of accuracy, despite the fact that Minato is holding the full combo. Delhi, Mini thought this would be easy. Mini, look.
Cannot trust Mini on these judgments.
No. Mini is a funny troll. Oh. That's something that that's something China wants to see, is more mistakes like that from Delhi. Maybe another break from Sedona would bring the score right back around. But honestly, I feel like what we're really going to have to see is we're going to have to see a full pattern break from one of the players on the side of Japan here, especially considering the fact that there is not much map left. Delhi and Sedona, both 96 or above. Minato is the only person above 96 and now is currently holding the highest ack in the lobby, but Nagatori at only a 95%. There's not much left.
New map's coming too close to Nagatori. Sedona,
but Nagatori. And that seals the deal.
That is going to be it. Minato once again with an FC on DT1. But unfortunately, yeah, wasn't quite meant to be. 7-3 for Japan. Which means we have a champion for this year's RGTS. Congratulations to Japan. Oh, what should we say, Delhi and Sedona? Because, my God, to see 2 players shake up RGTS like that, to just take down team after team after team.
Right. Yeah, it's like Team Japan. It was definitely featuring Delhi and Sedona. Guest appearance from Renka occasionally, and very, very solid players there. We see Team Japan securing another bracket of ranks. Well deserved.
Valiant effort by China. They were going into this tournament as arguably one of the strongest, one of the most diverse teams, and one of the most likely to take down Japan. Didn't quite happen in quarter or semifinals. I still haven't checked which one it actually was. Where they ended up 6-4, losing to Japan, knocked down to losers bracket. But since then, they've had a remarkable losers bracket run, taking down any obstacle in their way. But yeah, ultimately, the only thing that matters is who wins and who loses.
The very last match.
Yeah.
And so be it for Team Japan. 2nd seed in the tournament going against China, 3rd seed of the tournament. China managing to get 3 points, but whether it was grand finals nerves, whether it was a mixture of things outside of their control or even things inside their control, as well as things like skill caps and just consistency overall. It just seemed like Japan was there not to play, but to fight and win. And we kind of see that there with the final scores of the tournament. And Japan had been playing out of their mind extremely impressively throughout the entire tournament. We're probably going to see Delhi as a 3-digit a week after this tournament is over. Cough, cough, sea light incident, IGTS 2020. Man played an international global Taiko showdown, and then right when it finished, he was like, okay, started playing every farm map known to man and became a 3-digit in like 3 or 4 days. And now he's, what, ranked 200, 300?
I love Sea Light.
Oh, Sea Light.
But yeah, despite this match and this tournament being over, we're not leaving without a bang, and obviously we have a banger of a tiebreaker, song-wise and map-wise, to showcase here at the end of RGTS.
Brainchild. Yep, the brainchild of Blob Dash and Breakchild's episodes.
Hey, the brainchild. Good one.
Yeah. A fun map. Good map.
Yeah. Hard, but also fun.
That's
Collab
true.
between Yuchiki, Boaz, Roxy, MTNT Wars, Taiko Mom, and Arc, with designs by Cherry and the character designed by Hero. Not Hero K, mind you, but just Hero without the K. I'm not gonna call him Hero without the K because that's weird.
That makes a lot more sense why they were doing worse. They'd contracted COVID and started feeling a lot more of the adverse effects between Germany versus and now Japan. I mean, when you contract COVID, for anyone who's ever had COVID, you know that like you get it and then it just gets worse and worse until it just goes away. You know, the longer you've had COVID, the worse it gets. So definitely can understand a lot of the unfortunate mistakes coming from both of these players, especially seeing as they were able to perform significantly better literally less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah, unfortunate way, but you know, that's tournaments for you.
Exactly.
Like, anything can happen.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, that kind of alludes to what I was saying before, like how when Deep Marine was kind of leaving the matches early because it almost seemed like he was disappointed in himself. That, I mean, that's stuff you just absolutely cannot control is how well you feel before and during a match. Happens all the time. Like most tournaments I've been in, that happens. So,
but also it kind of puts it into like a new light. Maybe like Deep Marine was just like trying to play the map and then just like take a quick breather, like as soon as possible. Like I remember when I was struck with COVID at the start of this year, that I couldn't really look at a computer screen for like extended periods of time. It was horrible.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I'm supposed to have COVID now. I'm lucky.
Looks at calendar. This should be my time for my regular COVID infection. My God, where is it?
No. I was transporting my father from the airport, who had contracted COVID from the airport. So I tested positive. I tested positive for COVID.
Positive tested for both. I blobbed it. I profit at. I got a new roach.
Yeah. So I'm definitely, and I'm like day 3 of the infection, so I should be feeling it. But really, the only thing I feel is a slight headache. So some are luckier than others.
Oh man. But yeah, I guess like a few closing words. Thanks everybody for following RGTS this year. It's once again been an amazing tournament with lots of interesting upsets, lots of great matchups. Thanks to the mappers, map poolers, designers, streamers, commentators, referees, custom artists. We've once again had 2 custom songs in this tournament. The tiebreaker for finals and the tiebreaker for grand finals set the Block Dash and Break Child. It's as always amazing just to see just like how far tournaments have come in like the last couple of years. Like, my God,
yeah, absolutely. And every year, every tournament that GTS hosts, it just gets more and more progressively just higher production quality, more professionalism. There's more sense of unity, and of course, the player skill cap just gets higher and higher every year as the game progresses in popularity as well. Who knows when we'll have to start editing the ranking brackets, or even start filling in some tournaments. You know, cough cough BGTS, but not an actual crapshoot.
We don't talk about that. BGTS never existed.
Right.
BGTS is up for grabs. If you have any new ideas for what the B could stand for, go ahead. We are open to hearing your suggestions.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be something for 2024. Like, if you're not counting Suigi, this will be the last tournament of 2023. At least in whatever GTS is dealing with. So, 2? What?
2022. You said 23.
I'm living in the future. Let me be.
Yes. I mean, to be fair, GTS normally has their like rough schedule of tournaments scheduled out for most of the year. Like, they have a rough idea of when and what things are going to happen. So to fit in another tournament into that is usually something that happens either happenstance as something short and sweet, like YGTS, or planned on for the year to come. So,
I mean, yeah, there's one officially announced tournament for next year, and that being COE GTS. Which is gonna be nuts. Looking forward to that. But who knows what the next GTS is going to be? Ooh. I mean, I'm not definitely going to spill the beans because I think Kasumi would smite me and never invite me back into the commentary booth. But yeah, you just gotta keep your eyes peeled. Get into the Discord server if you're not already. Like, I'm assuming most of you are. Let's be honest. And yeah, that's it for RGTS, I guess. I've said all that I wanted to say, unless you have something dear to your heart that you want to get out into the world.
No.
Oh, I've been all stars. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Streamer. All Stars is happening. At 17:30 UTC, which is 4 hours from now.
What? Is that true?
That is, 17:30 UTC is 18:30 local time, is 4 hours from now. Yeah, watch All Stars. That's cool, right? Cool matches. We have Yonka and GT, Delhi, Mika Hatsune Girl, Yumirin, and Solar Eclipse versus Minato, Schwartz, Malox, Samu, Penguin, and Thomas going up against one another. You definitely do not want to miss that. It's going to be great fun.
Yep. Got one of the biggest anime breakups of 2022. Solar Eclipse and Schwartz, unfortunately, against each other. So yeah, you hate to see it, but you love to see it, and that's why you're going to come watch it. But with that being said, thank you everyone so much for tuning in for the last RGTS match and the last streamed GTS match of the year. Hopefully you all have a wonderful holiday season, no matter what you celebrate. and hope to see you for the next one. I have been Wadsy, again, joined alongside by Jugs, because I keep wanting to say Yugs, so I keep trying to stop myself. But yeah, hope you have a wonderful one, and see you all next time.
Yeah, see you at All Stars, or if that's not your cup of tea, see you next year, I suppose. See you there.